Hi, I'm Dr. Dan, and today I'm going to tell you how you can make your very own world in your own home. So where do we begin? Well, in the 1980s, NASA realised that if it was going to send people to Mars, they had to take their own ecosystem with them. But what's an ecosystem? An ecosystem is a community of living organisms and non-living components which form a self-sustaining system. Now, there are three main players in any ecosystem. The first player are plants. Plants are vital to any ecosystem. They not only maintain the oxygen supply, but they can also be consumed for nutrition. Another player are bacteria. Bacteria consume dead plants, or sometimes even living plants, and produce inorganic waste that new plants can use to grow. They also produce carbon dioxide, which the plants can use. And the third player are animals. Animals consume the CO2 that the plants make and also eat the plants, but they also produce organic waste, which fertilize or help the plants grow. So as you can see, these three players interacting together form a self-sustaining ecosystem. So let's have a closer look at two types of ecosystems we can create in our own home. Using a sealed jar with an airtight seal, we can create a terrestrial world and an underwater world. So let's have a look at the three different players in those two worlds. In the terrestrial world, plants grow using sunlight and convert carbon dioxide into oxygen. The insects use the oxygen and also eat the plants, turning that into organic waste, which are then broken down by bacteria. The bacteria produce inorganic waste and carbon dioxide, which can then be used by the plant to continue to grow. And therefore we have a nice self-sustaining system. In the water world, the sunlight also grows the plants and the algae, which convert CO2 into oxygen, which can be used by the shrimp. The shrimp love to eat the algae and in the process produce organic waste as well as CO2. The bacteria eat the organic waste and turn it into inorganic waste, which can be used by the algae. And once again, we have a very nice self-sustaining system. If we can get the balance right between these three players, there's no reason why the system couldn't last for a very long time. But we do need to make sure that we place it next to an adequate source of sunlight so that the plants in either world will continue to grow. Now both these worlds require sunlight. The plants have chlorophyll inside them, which is a type of molecule which allows CO2 to be converted into oxygen. And it also, in that process, allows the plant to make bigger molecules, we call them macromolecules, like carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. And that's what gives animals nutrition. So, these three players are very important to any ecosystem. If we get the balance right between the three players, there's no reason why any sealed ecosystem couldn't last forever. Everything the ecosystem needs is within the jar, except sunlight. So we need to make sure we place the jar in a well-lit area. Here we are at the park. This pond water has all the bacteria we need to help our ecosystem thrive. Remember, the bacteria need to break down the organic waste produced by the shrimp. So today we're going to try and make two different types of worlds, the terrestrial world and the water world. In the terrestrial world we have the soil, which contains some of the inorganic matter that the bacteria have produced. It also contains the bacteria that break down the organic matter, and also some of the bugs. We also have the plant that will convert CO2 produced by the bacteria and the insects into oxygen, which they can use. And the plants also produce organic matter, which can be broken down by the bacteria. If we place it into a sealed airtight jar, all the gases and all the compounds and molecules that are needed for the ecosystem should be contained within the jar, except sunlight. So we need to make sure we put the jar next to a window. In the water world, we have some pebbles here, which will help hold some of the organic matter, such as algae, when it coats the pebbles. We have some water plants, Alodia and Java moss, which you can get from your fish aquarium store, as well as some of the algae in there. We also have the shrimp, which are quite small, and we have some bacteria in the water that we've collected from the pond. So hopefully with these two independent worlds we can watch them grow over time and see what happens to them.